basically was Heil Hitler. They knew that every
Kind
message
of.
that was being sent was Heil Hitler, and so therefore they
Yeah.
worked out the backstory from it.
Yeah, that's kind of the way it works. Obviously, Heil Hitler is just something that they say to go, message done, and is not verifying anything in the message itself. But yeah, it's kind of similar. Um, yeah, the double letters thing is one of the primary things that I've started to look for because it's such an easy thing to do. Repeat an element twice to kind of infer that there is something to be done. That's one of the main things that I noticed about the list is that the only unique net letter on the first position of each list item is W, and W is Craig Wright's main initial, and I thought that was significant, and it ended up being quite significant.
Oh,
Hey, what's up,
interesting.
Alex?
Hey,
Raphael,
Raf.
Hey guys, how are you guys doing? I'm so happy
doing
you guys are
awesome.
having this space.
Yeah,
Um,
glad to have you.
yeah, no, thank you for having this, for hosting this very important space on this extremely important topic of conversation that everyone else in crypto wants to avoid. And my main message to you guys today is let's work for, let's fight for, and let's forget about against. We don't need any of this. Anyone that has a preconceived prejudice regarding BSV is not someone who we should even pay attention to, or their opinions, they don't even matter anymore. We have in this network the most incredible technology in the entire space, in that we can fit all of the technologies from the entire space within this network in a way we can't do it anywhere else. So for and completely forget about against, against is where the psyops are. So Alex, I was wondering if you could take a look at the steganographic message that my buddy Daniel Krawitz sent to me a couple years back. I was never able to decode it, but I would really I could use some help, please.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little busy with a lot of the other stuff, but what type of steg is it?
I just look it up. I just put it on the nest.
All right.
It's like a little cartoon that he made between him and a vulture. You guys could probably figure out who the vulture is. It's funny, but there's a message there,
I
and
don't see it.
I've never been able to decrypt it.
Whereabouts is it in the nest? I'm not seeing it.
It's the latest one that I put up.
I don't think it went through,
Really?
Raf. I added it
Ah,
for you.
I can see it. I can see
oh
it.
really?
It's his sort of mythical blue stag talking to a vulture, and it says, "So why do you think that BTC developers do not have any reason to make Bitcoin but work badly?" And then this vulture says, "Because they are my buddies and I trust them." But there's also seems to be some type of grey writing in between the lines, and there's also seems to match similar to the T-shirt of the vulture. So it does seem like there's something in there, unless it's just obviously
Have you
AI.
tried just changing the contrast? See if you can pick out the grays.
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what you guys find from this picture alone. No, thank you for all your hard work, Alex. Your research has been incredible. You got the chain analysis CEO kind of running for the hills there. That was kind of crazy a while back.
Dude, that's true, man.
So
What happened with that, Alex? You
yeah,
you you outed that guy he was the one with the glasses, wasn't he?
Yeah,
A pilot? He was trying to hide out and he turned out to be in a
yeah,
disguise. What was
CEO.
that?
Well, the interesting thing about that is that uh, his name is Weaver, and I made a point, Weber, and I made a point that his name means weaver, and he's like weaving a story. And then, like a couple of days later, Trump goes on Joe Rogan and has an entire section called The Weave. And I don't know what that means. But, Trump has some really interesting videos on YouTube. One of them that sticks out to me is shortly after the election in 20, what year was it? The year he lost, 2020. There was a video posted by Fox News that has blue flashes in it. And those blue flashes, I'm pretty sure, are Morse code, because some of them are one frame and some of them are 2 frames. But they're into the entire screen. And it's like, guys, this is a weird error. And if you do actually like try and decode it, I did try and decode a bit of it, and I thought I was getting a message at the beginning, but then it all kind of turned into rubbish. And Morse code isn't a great way of putting a message together. I don't know whether it lost stuff during compression or what, but there seemed to be something there.
There definitely is, man. And to add to that, I would like to tell you that I personally know people who were hired by the Trump campaign in 2016, 2015 to help him with mimetic warfare. So all of these things that you're mentioning are not like, they are not, you know, you're, I know people who were hired to help with that. Everything from, do you guys remember the Fiji water or the Fiji water? And whenever he would grab, touch the Fiji water, that was, you know, everything that was done. There's a.
Did we lose him? What was that mean?
Yep, he got bugged out. Raph?
Yeah, I can't hear him.
Raph, looks like you muted out. So, but to compliment on that space, you know, that definitely has to do with the, you know, with the operation. You know, there's no doubt about it. It's a special operation and has been since 2015. So
there's a book I want to read that hasn't made its way over here yet, called There Is No Anti-Mimetic Department. And the concept is unreal, because I'm pretty sure there are certain things in society that are anti-memes. And an anti-meme in the book is like something happens which forces a change in behavior of people, but no one knows what it is and they can't speak about it. But it's just kind of happening to people. And yeah, the guy started writing it as like short stories online and turned it into a book. It's a pretty interesting concept. And once you know it, you kind of start seeing these kinds of things around that, you know, just kind of start appearing without seemingly any explanation.
yeah, nice. So Raph, we lost your mic there, your audio. So if you want to come back up when you're ready. You were in the middle of talking about something. Okay, anybody else have their hands up? Comments, questions for Alex Favel? Oh, by the way, happy birthday, Alex. I know it's your birthday. You have a birthday party there in the Netherlands going on. So you said you can't be here for long, so we probably won't have Alex for much longer. So if anybody has any comments or questions, now would be a good time to.
All right, guys. I got kicked out. I don't know how. But yeah, so steganography is the science of embedding a message in a seemingly ordinary message. It's having an encrypted message that is embedded in a seemingly ordinary message. That's the best way to define it that I can fathom. So thank you for your hard work, Alex. And yeah, keep up the good work. But can you guys hear me good?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Awesome. Yeah. And just you know, really emphasize that, you know, first and foremost, something that I've talked to many people about throughout the years is the fact that BSV has really gathered the smartest people in the entire space. And this is kind of the conversations I have with a lot of OGs, and people admit that, people realize that, people understand that. Now, when you have very highly intelligent people, highly intelligent minds can easily get fixated on things, ways of thinking, focus because there's such an appetite to know. They're not just satisfied with, what you're told. They're not just satisfied with just the latest trend. They're not even satisfied with winning or making money. Like a highly intelligent person wants to figure shit out and really be right. That's one of it's the main temptation, and arguably that's the if you want to really affect and hurt someone who is highly intelligent, you want to bait them in that area so that you distract their powerful intellect into focusing on things that where they're so focused on these things that they disregard other areas. So the way to
Yeah, it's the art of distraction. Like, look over here, not over there.
exactly.
That's why it's used by spies so much.
So the best thing is, yes, if you needed more proof, you can say this is another premise for another premise out of the many sources of proof that we have that BSV still holds the fullness of Bitcoin. And the fullness of Bitcoin is such a huge and abundant protocol that encompasses within it the ability to sustain all desires, really. All desires in tech, really. I mean, that sounds wild to say, but all desires in tech. You can, and you guys already know this. I'm speaking to the choir. You can have smart contracts, nano transactions. Bitcoin is a Turing complete machine. In other words, Bitcoin is a supercomputer. It is the best network to run AI, to do anything with language models. It is also, a lot of people don't realize this, but it's also the best place to work with actual cryptography, to work with privacy protocols. The fact that Bitcoin in its original design at scale is the place where you can work with homomorphic encryption, zero knowledge proofs, and not be married to just one type of encryption. Like you can have an application that does homomorphic encryption in this way for this feature, and then uses zero knowledge proofs in this other way, and ZK Stark, ZK Snarks. In one application, you can have a bunch of different types of encryption running concurrently, and that's only possible on BSV. So that's how big, that's how enormous the level of potential we have here. And because we've always had so much potential, I'm speaking to everyone that has ever been involved in BSV, our greatest downfall has been that we have just so much that we really had a hard time kind of uniting behind one thing, one way of doing things. One thing that really caught the attention of a lot of people to start building upon has been HODL Locker. It's open source, and it's yours.org is compatible with it, and also the Shua wallet is also compatible with it. And that's one of the first times that I've seen like a lot of people actually rally around one open source standard for doing things, because it's been like trying to take in so much. There's so much. We have so many options. And so the main message I want to get across is like, guys, look, when you have something so abundant as a technology like this, the only thing that is stopping this technology is really whatever affects our minds. So it is of utmost importance that we really work on ourselves, do the work. The people that are still involved in this network have been filtered to be very special people, and they have a very special gift, which is resilience. And resilience is something that people overlook, but it's for anything in life, perseverance is really probably one of the most important things you can have, if not the most important thing. So the people that are here are people that you can rely on, that will be here, and they're not going anywhere. So this network is really strong. It has extremely strong roots. Whether we see a manifestation of how this bears fruit in the market in the next 5 minutes, the next 2 hours, the next 50 years, it comes down to really us and how we, take an objective stance, a free stance away from everything that has happened, and realize that the network has always been there to give us the most amazing gifts. So remember, guys, don't go down to the negative frequencies that they want to invite you to partake in, because anytime they bring you down to these lower level ways of thinking, thinking in terms of, antagonistically against other networks, or even just to focus on one person like Craig Wright, anything that takes you to a negative space in your mind, and know that in itself is keeping you from focusing your precious time on how great and abundant this protocol really is. And the more we work on just focusing on the positive about this protocol and how abundant it is and on the possibilities, the faster we will bear fruit that is that cannot be offered anywhere else in the space. So thank you guys for your time, and keep up the good work. Thank you.
I just want to say one more thing, if I'm allowed to, Gavin, if there's time.
Sure. Bondoc, yeah, go ahead, buddy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's interesting. And this is just, information. I think is just interesting. I ran just for fun. I ran all the possible scenarios into ChatGPT, like the paid version, the higher level version, about the steganographic proof with Craig Wright, as well as other things about Craig Wright, as well as, I don't know if anyone knows Sergey Ivanchenko. Same thing. It's a group of people that think that Sergey Ivanchenko is Satoshi based on the legacy address with cubic, etc., and based on a whole bunch of other things in his name, etc., in the legacy addresses. Okay, I ran that through to ChatGPT to have it output to me based on proof of these two individuals, etc. Like, what is the probability of each being Satoshi Nakamoto, etc. And it's interesting because it gave me an extensive reasoning. It said, what's the probability of each being Satoshi? And it said Craig Wright it's going to be less than 1%. Sergey Ivanchenko is about 10 to 15%, and that Satoshi was likely someone else entirely different. It was 85 to 90%, which I thought was interesting. If anyone is interested, because now I've read through Favel's Steganography paper, and as well as proof for the Sergey Ivanchenko, I would give both equal credence based on the suspicions that patterns match up, etc. Because I don't know if anyone has looked, and Gavin, I DM'd you the tweet that The Great Escape gave on Sergey Ivanchenko, and I want you to compare too, both objectively and subjectively, the two, if you ever have time. I would love to see someone like you who can, because you're so good at breaking down inconsistencies, consistencies. I would love to see a video of the two, because I don't know what to think. I am someone, I like to believe in something, and I try not to never disbelieve something. That's why I don't like to sell. I like to buy. I don't like to sell. Right. Um, uh, and so I would love to see um, a video by you, Gavin, going down both of those rabbit holes and comparing at least the two. Haven't
Sure.
seen anyone do that yet. And I would like to see, especially because people in the BSV space, we are we do see a lot of people in the BSV space stand up and say, these are the facts, look at the emails, look at the data that is there, that has been presented, and use logical and deductive reasoning to help guide the narrative. And I would like to see that based on this whole fiasco with Sergey Ivanchenko and the Cubic project with the legacy Bitcoin addresses. Um, because to me, it's the speculation is similar, but I don't know if it is, and I would like to see another explanation from someone else that I
Okay.
have some respect for.
Awesome. Thank you,
The
Bondoc.
thing
Go
with
ahead,
him
Scott.
is that
Alex, did you find Cubic or Sergey in the white paper for your steg, or was it only Craig
Nope.
Wright? Oh,
It
okay,
was only
that's
Craig.
interesting.
Yeah, but
Very
then
interesting.
why is explain the whole situation with the legacy Bitcoin addresses and how there's email exchange saying that Satoshi was going to use part of his name, and that he's used his name. He's going to use his name in a Bitcoin address for mining.
So did
Where are these emails?
Tominaga
What are
create
you talking
Bitcoin as
about?
well? Now that
Let's
Craig has Tominaga
Look,
as his
I'm
hold
name.
on.
not
Let's
saying that
let's
it's
go
true.
to
I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying if we are to look at data as objectively as possible,
But
why shouldn't we explore it? That's
you're
all I'm
asking
saying.
me to weight something that I've never seen or really
yeah.
Well,
heard of
So
that's
just
why I'm
for the
saying
in
this is why
equal
I'm
weight
mentioning
to
it.
the
This is
thing that
why I'm
I've
mentioning it, though.
yeah, it's just an
received.
I'm
idea.
not.
So, but we don't have that information right now, Bondoc. So it's hard to say. So, but Alex has done
Yeah,
the
that's totally
steganography. Mainly is what we've been talking about here. So
No, no, absolutely. And I'm
yeah,
just saying that I forwarded to you, and please check your
yeah,
DM on it. I'm just trying to connect dots like everyone else here.
yeah. Alex, any,
Yeah, I would check your information sources. I think I've used the main information source that you could ever use, which is the white paper itself. If anyone has something from the Genesis block, I would also like to know about that. I'm starting to play with it, but I'm not sure how far I'm going to be able to get without quite a bit of time.
nice. Well, let's Alex, what it's probably pretty late over there in the Netherlands, right? In Rotterdam. You know, so is it and it's your birthday. So what is it? You have anything planned for your
Yeah,
birthday?
we might be going out. It's 10:30 now. It's Friday, so if we're going out, we're probably going out tonight. Although there are people around tomorrow, so I don't know. Girlfriend's still getting ready. We'll find
Nice.
out.
Okay, well then why don't we give closing thoughts here? It looks like while we wrap up. So we want to start here. Who's yeah, okay, I'll let you handle if anybody's requesting. We'll kind of wrap go to Scott and Casey. Looks like anybody if anybody else up on stage, and we'll give closing thoughts here before we go to you, Alex. So Casey?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you again, Alex. This was fascinating. Like I said, was hanging on that cliffhanger for quite a while, and you definitely brought some closure today. So, um, happy to support in any way I can as you continue to deploy all this research you're doing. And thank you so much, Gavin, for all you do to organize everything for these spaces and conversations to go down. So, have a great weekend, everyone. Talk to you guys soon.
Thank you, Kate, Miss Casey Nicole. All right, Scott, one closing thoughts.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. Always appreciate your work. Very interesting space today. As you can see, people have come in and tried to spam loads of obscene stuff to hide the message and the information that we're trying to deliver today. And I think that in itself is, how many times has that happened in one of our spaces? It doesn't. So that should show you how important this information that Alex has found. I would also say there's a lot of people who are disingenuate with BSV and will try to move people on to the next thing. We've seen it with Pi, the Pi coin, saying that he's Satoshi Nakamoto. We've seen it with Nick Szabo. We've seen it with Adam Back. A lot of people will try to put you on to the other trends as all these Satoshi documentaries tend to do. But really, what you need to do is look at what's in front of you. Look at who has created Bitcoin as represented by the white paper. Look at who's invested in certain coins other than BSV and trying to get people like Gavin to pump their bags. So yeah, just be cautious about these things, and also check out Dark to Light, Alex's game that he set up. We've not even spoken about that, but I had the pleasure of playing that with Alex in physical with the actual real cards at the London Block Conference, and it's a bloody good game. It's a genuinely fun game. It's got a sort of Cards Against Humanity type of vibe, and I've put the kids onto it online to answer questions. You can earn free BSV. You can ask questions to the community and get some really valuable insights. So, like, check out Dark to Light, Alex's game, because it's a good bit of fun. But yeah, thank you to everyone. Thank you for joining. Great that we've had this development. And yeah, check out his Patreon if you need to add any extra information. Thanks, Alex.
Yeah, thank you, Scott. That's really good. It is pretty amazing to have a development like this. If you think about it, really, this sort of thing doesn't really happen anywhere else. So it's all right. Let's go over to Jay Paps, my man. It's good to have you back up here.
Yeah, I just wanted to close up the space. Just wish Alex a happy birthday. May you have many healthy and prosperous ones more. Also wanted to give a little shout out. I have not done this yet to Scott one at 369. I really appreciated all of his reporting that he did during the court case, and he always adds something real sweet and special to the spaces. Well, obviously, I see Satoshi down there. He's been eerily quiet. I know he's got a nice, good video dropping soon. Come on, buddy, get it going. I'm waiting. And as for you, Gavin, you're doing all this. You got a very decent channel on YouTube. You got a lot of subscribers. I haven't seen a single ad. Man, get some merch up in that. Get some shirts made. Gavinator, do something, man. Make some money out of this. We'll support you, bro.
Thank you.
I will support you. You put a lot in, and it's not a matter of putting a lot in to get something out, because you're doing all of this out of the goodness of your heart, which is really appreciated. Just like Alex did with his report, he didn't do this to make money, and he never asked. Whoever wanted to get early access. It was completely 100%. It was optional. At the end of the day, he released everything for free. Whoever felt like they wanted to donate something for his hard work, which is the man that is such a generous thing to do, Alex. Honestly, you touched me to my soul. That's a lot of work, man, and you just put it out there for free. It's people, it's generosity like that you just don't find in the BTC community. The BTC community, it's all about money go up, price go up, dump on your fellow man, buy Lambo, walk away, I'm smarter than you. Everybody in the BSV community, everyone is like, it's like a brotherhood, and in the end, I truly believe the superior tech has nowhere to go but to win. And honestly, and I won't even speak of myself and all this. I look at all the other people here. Man, it couldn't happen to a greater group of people. So I wish the best for all of you guys.
Man, thank you, Jay Paps. what a closing speech, man. That was inspiring. I can't even top anything on that. So thank you. Over to you, Alex. I want to hear from you on the closing thoughts. So thank you for being here.
Thanks for all the kind words. I mean, the support has been awesome. Had so many people contribute to edits and just through the Patreon to read it and stuff. I'll just close by saying, that this story's just starting now. I think we've been in the dark with all this stuff for so long that to finally know that there is stuff there and beyond the first steps of actually discovering it is something that's going to take all of us. And I'm doing my part, obviously, but it's tough. It's tough work, and I'm working on the book, and I need to work on the video. I think the priority for me at the moment is the video. I've already started writing out the script. So if you have any comments, questions, things you want answered in it, please let me know. DM me if you don't want to post publicly, but post publicly, or if you're in the Patreon, send me messages there, because I want to spend more time in the Patreon than most other places. But obviously that is dependent on community feedback. I'll probably be introducing a number of different tiers, maybe one that's just like, $1 a month or something, for polls, puzzles, steg puzzles, effectively, that I find along my way on my research as I'm writing the book. but yeah, it's been great. I'm glad you enjoyed the teaser for the book, I guess, because the book will really hammer home the story of all this is real. Because it's one thing to decode stuff out of the white paper and then say, oh, this is just numerology and stuff. But then to do it so consistently with stuff that's been in the public domain for decades and confirms all the suspicions that we've had is, you know, a different and much bigger project that will put the final nail in this coffin, I think, hopefully once and for all. But yeah, I really want to take you guys along with me so that you find all the things that I'm discovering at the same time. So thanks for all the support.
Beautiful work, Alex. Thank you. Hey, happy birthday for you, my friend out there. Enjoy your night. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Very inspirational, uplifting words from Jay Paps there and Raphael. And also, Scott, I definitely appreciate your contribution very much so as well. And Casey, Miss Casey Nicole, thanks for keeping things in line here, and all the haters and the spammers too. Thank you. We appreciate your love and support. So, all right, that's it, man. Let's close it up. We'll see everyone at the top, and again next time. Okay, I'm gonna end it there.